What if the smartest move right now is to do absolutely nothing? That sounds wrong, doesn't it? We are taught the opposites our entire lives. Take action. Move fast. Make decisions. Stay ahead. Don't hesitate. The world celebrates movements. It praises people who act quickly. It admires those who always seem to have an answer. So when uncertainty appears, our first instinct is to do something. Anything. Send the message. Make the call. Choose a side. Accept the offer. End the relationship. Start the project. Quit the job. Because doing something feels productive. Doing nothing feels weak. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Some of the biggest mistakes in life are not caused by bad decisions. They're caused by unnecessary decisions. Decisions that never needed to be made in the first place. Think about how many times you've forced an answer simply because you were uncomfortable with not knowing. You wanted certainty. You wanted closure. You wanted the anxiety to disappear. So you rushed and later realized that time itself would have solved the problem. But by then, the damage was already done. The funny thing about uncertainty is that most people treat it like an enemy. They think every question needs an immediate answer. Every situation needs a response. Every crossroads requires a choice. But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes the wisest action is patience. Sometimes the smartest response is silence. Sometimes the best decision is postponing a decision. Because not every problem arrives fully formed. Some problems reveal themselves over time. Some opportunities become clearer with distance. Some people show their true character only after enough time has passed. And some answers cannot be discovered through thinking. They can only be discovered through waiting. Yet waiting feels unbearable. Why? Because uncertainty creates tension, and the human mind hates tension. Brain would rather have a bad answer than no answer at all. It would rather choose the wrong path than remain standing at the intersection. At least a decision creates the illusion of control. But illusion and wisdom are not the same thing. Imagine standing beside a muddy river. Someone asks you to look into the water and describe what you see at the bottom. You can't. The water is disturbed. Everything is unclear. Now imagine doing nothing. No stirring. No interference. Eventually the mud settles. The water becomes transparent. The answer appears naturally. Life works the same way. Many situations become clear if you simply stop disturbing them. But most people never give clarity a chance to arrive. They panic. They interfere. They force conclusions. And in doing so, they create confusion that never existed before. Look at relationships.com. How many friendships have been destroyed because someone demanded answers too soon? How many romances have collapsed because one person couldn't tolerate uncertainty? How many arguments became permanent scars because neither side was willing to wait for emotions to cool? In the heat of the moment, immediate action feels necessary. But time has a strange power. It reveals truths that emotion hides. It exposes realities that urgency disguises. And it often solves problems without requiring your intervention. The same is true in business. A market changes. A competitor makes a move. A rumor spreads. Panic erupts. Everyone scrambles to react. Everyone wants to prove they're doing something. But the people who succeed most often are not the fastest movers. They're the clearest thinkers. They understand that action taken from pressure is rarely intelligent. Pressure narrows vision. Patience expands it. When you're pressured, you focus only on the immediate problem. When you're patient, you begin seeing the bigger picture. And a bigger picture changes everything. Because many situations are temporary. But the consequences of your reaction can be permanent. A sentence spoken in anger. A resignation letter sent out of frustration. a business decision made out of fear, a relationship ended during a bad week. Moments pass, consequences stay. That's why wisdom is often less about knowing what to do, and more about knowing when not to act. The strongest people are not always the most aggressive. Often, they're the most disciplined. They can sit with uncertainty. They can tolerate unanswered questions. They can resist the urge to thwart outcomes. And that ability gives them an enormous advantage, because while everyone else is predictating emotionally, they're observing. While everyone else is rushing, they're gathering information. While everyone else is exhausting themselves trying to control the future, they're allowing reality to reveal itself. This doesn't mean avoiding responsibility. It doesn't mean becoming passive. It doesn't mean ignoring problems forever. There are moments in life when decisive action is necessary. Moments when hesitation becomes its own mistake. But wisdom comes from recognizing the difference. Not every situation demands action today. Not every choice needs an immediate answer. Not every uncertainty needs to be eliminated. Sometimes waiting is not weakness. It's strategy. Think about nature. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight. A river doesn't carve a canyon in a day. The sunrise cannot be rushed. The seasons do not hurry. Yet, everything arrives exactly when it's ready. Life often operates by the same principle. Some answers require experience. Some require perspective. Some require events that haven't happened yet. And if you force a decision before those pieces arrive, you're making a choice with incomplete information. That's rarely a recipe for success. The people who make the best decisions are often the ones who are comfortable saying, "I don't know yet." Those 3 words are surprisingly powerful because they create space. Space to observe, space to learn, space for reality to unfold. And reality is often a better teacher than speculation. The problem is that society rewards certainty. People want confident answers, quick conclusions, definite opinions. But certainty is not always intelligence. Sometimes certainty is simply impatience wearing a disguise. Real wisdom understands that there are moments when the future is still writing itself. Moments when choosing too early is more dangerous than choosing too late. Moments when action creates risk, but patience creates clarity. So the next time you feel pressured to make a decision, pause. Ask yourself, do I truly need an answer right now? Or am I simply trying to escape the discomfort of uncertainty? Because those are 2 very different things. And the answer could save you from a mistake you'll carry for years. Remember this. Not every door needs to be opened today. Not every path needs to be chosen immediately. Not every question deserves an instant answer. Sometimes the smartest move, the strongest move, the move that changes everything, is to wait, to observe, to let the dust settle, and to trust that clarity will arrive when the time is right. Because in a world obsessed with action, the rare ability to do nothing at the right moment is often the greatest decision of all.